Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Here's the culprit. That's the diesel heater with the internal gas tank. I might live to regret that, but we're going to put it down in that box there if it'll fit. And it's going to have to face out this direction here. I think it will. And thankfully, it won't be into the cushions, but that'll have to come back about right there is where I'm thinking. Let me give you guys a better view of it. There we go. Okay, so this will be a bunch of start and stop, so just bear with me. It's not a how-to video, so don't get your hopes up. You certainly don't want to do something my way. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, I had to move the plate over because, as luck would have it, I ended up dead center of the framework that runs from front to back. That's what I was designed to do. Okay, as you can see, I've got the holes cut, and there's where I hit the frame like a total imbecile. You know what they say, he can blank up a blank dream. I am the bringer of death when it comes to that. But we got that, and what those are for is this plate. I'll run a bead of caulk around the bottom of it and screw it to the floor, and then I'll hook the air intake and the exhaust hoses up to the diesel heater, drop it down the hole, and put the feet on it and attach the feet. And then that part of it will be done. Then I'll have to drill and run the wire and stuff, run that to the front, and put a couple of battery connectors on it. And probably need to put a fuse in it. Just see if I can decipher the Chinese handbook. But that's the diesel heater, and I got the one that has the tank as part of the unit, because I didn't want to run fuel line and have a diesel fuel tank on the outside of the camper that could get damaged, or just everyday life. All right, so my wife went to get a little whisk broom. I'm going to clean that mess up, run my caulk, and get ready to put the heater in place. Check back with me. We'll be on this until I get too hot. This is the next step. I got the holes drilled, and I put a bead of caulk around the bottom of that, and screwed it down to the floor. And that's the heat shield for the doohickey over there. Next, I'm going to put the exhaust and the intake hoses on that. They are barely two different sizes. The instructions don't really tell you which is exhaust and which is intake, but the hoses are definitely a different size, so that kind of sort of helps. So we'll get to that, get those hoses attached, and drop it through the floor and get it secured, and then I can figure out from there about running the wires for the 12 volt. All right, you guys, stay tuned. We're getting closer. Okay, I've done the preparatory work, putting the this is the air intake, this is your exhaust, and the ports, or whatever you want to call them. They are definitely two different sizes, so they kind of take the guesswork out. And the way you do that, you've got these hose clamps, and you set your screwdriver down through this slot, and that's how you tighten them up and get those put on. So, and then I put the feet on, and I'll get that set down in the floor, pass the hoses through the heat shield, and secure it to the camper floor. And that part of the project is over with. Then I'll need to secure these hoses and get them bent, and place where I'm going to place them, and then work on the electric. So far, it's not been a bad day today. That we got cloud cover, so hopefully that front's coming in a little sooner than what they anticipated. So it's not too bad. And so, yeah. Now, kind of a little update on these mattresses. I did have to sit on top of the camper roof on each corner to latch them, because being thicker like that, it gets up and you're up into that little area right there. But it wasn't any big deal. I don't think that it done any damage. Well, I'll check it later. Right now I want to get this done. So anyway, this is where we're at. Stay tuned, and we'll get you to the next level. Okay, I've got it secure. It ain't straight. I'll drive myself nuts here. But it's getting really hot, so I think I'm going to back off. Maybe come back at it later on this evening. Boy, it don't take long, and I'm already sweating it. So I'll take a break about now, come back and drill a hole for my wiring, get some of this loom like that you see there, and run that up underneath, and get all that secured up, and it'll be ready to give it a whirl. Stay tuned. Alright, man, it's time to, it's cooled off enough. Come out here and piddle. I've got some vent. Here's a T that I'm going to take that piece of pipe, run it straight out, use that T, and put a vent out here and one out the end. So it'll blow up this way, and I'll turn this other vent to blow towards the small mattress. And once I get all the inside stuff done, and it's just a matter of drilling my hole for the electric and locating my hoses underneath, and then get the battery hooked up, put a little bit of diesel fuel in it, and see what happens. So, all right, I'm gonna get to cutting. I'm just gonna check back in with me. I'm pretty sure you all have seen people drill holes before, so I'm gonna get that done, and I'll bring you back here in just a few. Stay tuned. Okay, I've got the ductwork hooked up. Vents are in. Really wasn't that big of a deal. So that'll blow kind of up and towards the front. That one's turned to blow towards the back, as you can see down there, I guess. And I gotta put my stuff up. Tomorrow I'll drill the hole down through the floor for the electrical wiring. Go get a little diesel fuel, and yeah, see what we can make of this thing. So the interior work is done, so I will see you guys in the morning. Yeah, there was one other thing I was gonna tell you about when you buy this diesel heater. It only comes with one section of of duct hose. It doesn't come with vents. It doesn't come with that T. It doesn't come with any additional ducting. So I had to buy a kit that had 2 ducts and the T, and then I still have a whole stick of that ducting that I didn't use. So I have an extra piece if I ever have to replace something, or who knows. Anyhow, thought I'd bring that up to you so you're not caught unaware. There is an additional purchase to be made whenever you're putting this together, so keep it in mind. All right, now we'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Sunday morning, and I'm out here. We have a cool front, so I think the high is going to be 84, something like that. So I'm going to finish up what I started and run the power, and then secure the exhaust and fresh air lines, and this thing will be ready to go. I'm ready to go, but we'll see. Anyhow, yeah, let's get this morning started. Stay tuned. Okay, I had a setback, and then I didn't have a setback. I guess that air intake hose got in a bind as I was passing it through the holes, and it didn't make it all the way through, and I ended up having to take that thing back up, and that thing got tore a little bit as I was pulling on it from the bottom. But anyway, I took this up, realized what I had done, passed it back through, so now I got to connect all this crap back up again. But I got my electrical line, it's hooked up, and then it passes through a hole in the floor. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then I got to get that other electrical line out from underneath that heater box. But I bought some of them rubber clamps to put the I bought those clamps right there, and I was going to use that to run that electrical line, and then sometimes God will whisper in my ear, and that tube that I hit, which is right there, that rectangle tube runs the length of the camper. That's the frame, and it has a hole like you see there on each end, one on the front, one on the back. And I couldn't find my fish tape, so I ran my a tape measure all the way through. Then I taped that cord to it, pulled it back through, and that gained me another hour. And then I put some blocks of wood underneath there, and the exhaust will run out the back. Can you see it? Where'd it go? Yeah, there's the exhaust for the heater. That's the fresh air intake. I got it fixed. Now I need to attach it to the bottom somewhere to get it out of the way, and then it's a matter of reconnecting my duct hoses inside, wiring up my battery terminal connectors and put the fuse in, and this sucker is ready to go. All right, well, I'm gonna have you stand by and yeah, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm as far as I can go. I don't have any diesel fuel to actually test it, and it's kind of hot, but I will test it before it leaves the yard, or you know, might even test it when I get out there. But there's your vents, that one there, and it goes nicely underneath the old bench. There we go, just like that. So I'm going to put the camper away because it looks like it's going to start raining, and I'll finish up. I got to get that wire, it comes out. I got it zip tied to the frame. It's going to go across, and then I'm going to tighten it up and then shore all that other stuff up that I got up underneath here. That's a mess. That might be why I don't have 12-volt power to the lights on the inside. And again, I don't know, I may have to have that plugged in. I don't know. I'm not used to pop-up campers. We had one, but didn't have it for very long before we traded it for a bullet. Anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna clean the mess up, and then I'll bring you back as soon as I get that wiring mess cleaned up, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Good Monday morning. I'm working on getting the wiring straightened out. I'm cleaning this mess up here. Pulled that shut-off switch. I'm not going to use it. And here is this is the fuse for the diesel heater and the ground. Like I said, I'm going to clean up this. Had that block tested, it's still good, so I'm going to use that block here and then take this terminal line that's on that shut-off and put it on the other side of that block, and we're going to call that good. And then because I unhook the battery anyway, so it's not going to matter, but I'm going to finish this up, and then for the most part this video will be finished. And I think we'll test it out in the field once we get it all set up again. I'm not going to open this thing up until we get it out in the woods. So bear with me. I'll finish this up, bring you back, let you look, and then we'll call it. Stay tuned. All right, that'll do it. I got it all cleaned up. I still have I had that tested. It's good. So my grounding block's good. And then again, there's the wiring for the heater, and the rest of my wiring I cleaned up. And I don't know if I solved the problem of the internal lights off 12 volt or not, but as we get further along, it's a little above my pay grade, so I'll ask a pro about it. Anyway, this will do it. You guys have a wonderful week, and I will catch you on the next video. Stay safe.